All right, welcome to Risk v Reward. Today we're going to be talking about a stock that is probably one of my favorite stocks to trade. It is very slept on. It is very easy to make money on it, to be quite frank. And the price action is really pretty good and it's very liquid, so you can get in and get out. We're going to talk about Occidental. It is a energy stock, all stock, whatever you want to call it. Let's get right back into it. All right, so we're in my chart here, and I have all of these little dotted lines. These are alerts, right? Okay, so now I got that chart cleaned up for y'all. Y'all know I like to have the chart squeaky clean for y'all so y'all can understand what's going on. This is the 5-minute time frame, but I wanted to show you something on Occidental. What's very neat about this thing, it trades in zones, and then when it breaks out, it continues to break out until it settles in a zone that it wants to pick, and then it will trade in between that zone for a day or two, and then it will move on to the next zone, either to the downside or to the upside, or if all is running or not. So let's explain to this. So when you look at this chart, you can pretty much see the levels are squeaky clean on this thing. When I say the levels are squeaky clean, they are squeaky clean. Like, you can't get cleaner than this, right? These are some squeaky clean levels to work off of. This is a stock that you see and you just drool over it because you know when you're wrong, you know when you're right. Okay, so if we deep dive into this, right? And like I said, this is the 5-minute chart. If we actually dissect this, if we look at this breakout here, so we basically had, a bottom come in from the market, and then we ended up trading back into this zone here. So this is a little zone, if you can see it. I'll try to put some little boxes up here for y'all. Let me see. I'll try to put some boxes so you can see what I say about zones. That's a zone, right? So you had that little zone, it broke that zone, it moved on to the next zone up here. So this thing ran, right? It had its own little zone. I would have probably not traded no, I think I actually did trade this here, but if you could see this level sink in right here, right? So now you're in this little zone right here as well. So now you're in this zone, which I'm gonna try to just keep doing this for y'all. So now it trades between this zone, right? That for that day, right? And then the aftermarket, it broke. Pre-market, it was running hot, whatever, and then it just skyrocketed past this zone, right? It didn't mess around with it in the intraday, but it did go up for that next day. It did settle in this zone. So this is what I talk about when I say it would have traded in between the zones. When it breaks out, it really breaks out, and it might take out one or two zones, and then it'll actually end up settling in the next zone squeaky clean. So if you look at this, it broke past this zone here, right? It didn't touch this zone. It didn't even cooperate with this zone, but it did settle down in this squeaky clean area. So when you look and you got this box, and you see these levels come in, I can go all the way back here. This is squeaky clean, like squeaky clean, right? So it did trade right at the tip of this box, like right at the tops. Literally rejected the tops. And guess what? If you notice something on the price action, 50 cent, 50 cent, a dollar, 50 cent. So not only is this thing trading $half, so it's trading $half, 50 cent, whole dollar, 50 cent, whole dollar. This thing is just trading in the zone. So if you're wrong, you can give this thing 20 cent, get out, let this thing run, and just when you get to the next zone, just short the hell out of it if it's at the top of the zone. It's so simple. Like, this is not even a strategy. This is just how the price action for this thing is. Now be mindful, you do need to watch all futures when you trade in this thing, because if all futures take off, you will get this big flush up that you see right here. You will get these big old flushes up. You will get the big old flushes down. So if you're bullish or bearish and the futures are opposite, it might get you in a little bit of a trouble. But it's so clean, you know when you're wrong, right? you absolutely know when you're wrong. You know when you're right. So we can do it the same way, right? So it traded between these levels, in these zones. So it ended up getting back under here. It traded in this zone. So once it ran, it settled here, but then it ended up just settling in this area, right? So it did that for a few days. Like, this is so squeaky clean, like it's not even funny. I'm drawing all these boxes just to show y'all these zones, but the price action is so squeaky clean. Like, look at that. Like, yeah, you got a few wicks down, stuff like that. There, you got this double bottom, but I would have just probably waited and to get long back up here. So now you trade here in the aftermarket, then you trade in this zone. Like, I can't make this up. Like, it's so clean. So this is a gem I'm dropping on y'all. If y'all want to trade it like this, you can. This is not a strategy. It's not a divine strategy. This is just something I see on based on price action on this chart. Like, this is just strictly price action. Like, it's nothing more than lovely price action that allows you to do whatever the heck you want to do, and be able to get long with confidence, get short with confidence. All right, so that's all I have for you today. Did drop a gem. Hey, I hope some of y'all are taking notes on this. Go review this chart. You can look at the 5-minute chart. You can look at the 15-minute chart. You can look at whatever chart you want to look at. It is pretty clean on the 5-minute. It's pretty clean on the 15-minute. There's some defendable levels. There's some levels that you can sell into. Occidental, my favorite stock. I watch it every day. Pinduoduo, my second favorite stock. I watch them both every day. They make me really good money on the days that it's trading properly. So I hope this can help you. Not financial advice, obviously. Well, that is it. Follow me on social media at Big Head Stocks. Like, comment, subscribe. Drop something down in the comment section below for me. Without further ado, I will see you in the next one.